I was a nine.
Welcome back to Single Mentality. We are very excited to have Jahnna Randall on Skype with us for this next segment. And, of course, Gizmo, who I can see in the monitor right there, who I may be especially excited to see. Jahnna is an aspiring actress out in Hollywood, moved there from the Midwest, and we wanted to talk to her about what it's like, basically. I mean, we're in Boston. We know very little about Hollywood, even though that more and more movies and TV are starting to film here in Boston. We still know very little about what it's like out there, and we wanted to talk to somebody and get a first-hand look at what it's like out there. And Jahnna, we have her on Skype. Are you there?
I am here.
Welcome to Single Mentality.
Welcome.
Welcome, Gizmo.
Aw, so cute.
So first of all, Jahnna, thank you so much for getting up early to do this with us. Because first of all, this is 12 o'clock is early for me.
We're both tired.
Coast. So, you know.
12? Come on, you guys. I got up at like 7:30.
Wow. Is that what time? I mean, do you normally get up that time or? No? Okay.
You look good.
Does Gizmo wake you up? Is he the canine alarm clock?
No, he usually sleeps later than I do.
He does. All right. All right. So, Jahnna, let me just tell people where they can find you. It's Jahnna, an interesting spelling. It's Jahnnna. JahnnaRandall.com is your main site. That has stuff about your acting, stuff about your modeling as well. And also, another site that I wanted to point out that we'll talk about in a minute is the 2 for 1 web series, which is kind of close to my heart. And we'll talk about that in a second. Okay. Jahnna, you're from the Midwest, all right? Now, the move from, now you're from Wisconsin, Minnesota. Where specifically?
Well, originally I grew up in Balsam Lake. It's a tiny, tiny town in Wisconsin.
Okay.
It's like population 900.
Wow.
It's really, really small, and I grew up on a farm. And then I moved to Minneapolis, well, actually North St. Paul, to do modeling out there because it obviously had more opportunities than my small town.
Right, because St. Paul is known as a modeling hotbed. Or I'm just.
Well, more than Wisconsin.
Right, no, I know. So is the move to Hollywood, is it something that you've always wanted to do? Is it something that, like, when you were younger, you had, thought about? Or was it something that sort of prompted you or pushed you to do it eventually?
Well, what happened was I always knew I would move somewhere because it is way too cold in Wisconsin. Mm-hmm. And actually, I got picked up on 2 different TV shows, one in New York and then one in California. And then that just made me realize that Minnesota doesn't have the opportunities that the East Coast or the West Coast have. So I actually, when MySpace was really popular, I contacted people out in California and asked them what needed to be done if you made the move out there. Mm-hmm. And every single person that I contacted that I didn't even know told me save money for 6 months and then move out there. So that's what I did.
Wow. So, okay. What's the biggest difference that you've noticed out there from where you're from?
Well, I guess probably the fast-paced mentality.
Yep.
Every person that's out here is fighting for the same exact like job, career. So you really have to step up your game, and you can't let one thing distract you. Because if you do, then the other person that wants it more than you will get it.
Well, I'm actually glad you brought that up, because one thing that I wanted to ask was, is it as cutthroat and as intense as it seems? Like, it certainly seems like it is from the outside. Is it in fact that way, or do you find that people are maybe a little bit more supportive of each other than it appears?
It varies. It's definitely really hard to find that supportive group. Mm-hmm. It'll take time. It's a big competition because everybody wants to get into the industry. But it's such a tricky question to answer. But that's why I have Gizmo. He's my support system.
Of course, right. And what could be better than him? What's he wearing, by the way? He's a nice, smart little outfit.
Isn't it cute?
It's very cute.
Oh, it's so
like
cute.
Oh,
the hoodie.
It's cold today.
Is it really? Oh, okay. So now, somebody like yourself, how do you go about finding auditions? I mean, we're in Boston, like I said, we don't really know what goes into finding an audition for a part that you might want to get.
Well, the number one thing when people come out here, they need an agent. It's the best way of getting into to see a casting director to audition for. There are other ways, obviously, of getting auditions, like you can submit yourself, but the number one is to get an agent. I have a commercial agent right now, and that's how I get my auditions.
Okay. So what have you done, like what have been some of the highlights so far? Now, actually, how long have you been out there for?
I have been out here for about 2.5 years.
Oh, okay, all right. So for a little bit.
Kind of still new in the industry. They say it takes about 10 years to get
Right,
established.
right.
So,
And you're still young, so you have plenty of time. But what have been some of the highlights so far?
I would have to say the TV pilot that I auditioned for and booked it. It was produced by Judd Nelson.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
So that was exciting. I actually auditioned for it right when I moved out here. Like 2 weeks later, I auditioned. I booked it, and then I got Taft-Hartley, which then got me eligible to be in the union, SAG union.
Yep.
So that was probably the biggest highlight. And then I did a TLC commercial, which I thought was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Even though they cast me as a young mom. I'm like, what?
Aw.
Are you kidding me? I think that's crazy.
She's a dog mom. She has
Yeah,
experience.
Yes.
True, that's true.
Right.
That's great.
Anything upcoming that we should be on the lookout for?
Well, I guess the most would be for the upcoming I'm going to be creating a short that I'm going to be directing myself.
Wow.
And I have a writing partner that we created. It's going to probably be about 30 minutes, so it's going to be a little bit longer than a normal short because usually they're about 10 or 15 minutes.
Okay.
So it'll be more like a TV show. And Gizmo is going to be the star of it.
Of course.
Of course. But that'd probably be the one that is upcoming.
Okay. And that's something that people will be able to find on your website
Oh,
if
definitely.
they check it. Okay. So let's talk about the 2-for-1 web series. And I just want to let people know, and actually it's up on the screen, but it's 2, the number 2, fur, F-U-R, 1. What brought this about? What made you start this up?
Well, what happened was I was really tired of waiting for the phone to ring for my agent to let me know if I had an audition. I just wanted to stay active in the industry. And so I figured there's so many people that want to know how the industry works out in California because they either want to come out here themselves or they're just interested in it. So I figured, why not create a web series?
Right. And it is a great way because for people outside the industry, outside of Hollywood like us, to get a little insight into what goes on out there. It's really interesting, actually. It's
Absolutely.
a 2-for-1 web series. Now, as we see on the screen, your little guy right there, Gizmo, I mean, is he the real star? I mean, you're obviously a star as well and a star in the making, but, is Gizmo really the star of the show?
That's a hard one to answer.
Well,
because,
take it
just look at him.
I know what it's like to have a dog who's also,
Star quality.
Yes, exactly, star quality. So I can definitely relate.
So cute.
Okay, so since we're, single mentality and a show about the single life, is dating out there or having a relationship or anything like that, is that tougher being out there and doing what you're doing? Is that a lot different than what...
Back home.
Yes, exactly.
No, dating in this city, I don't even want to try at this point.
Yeah. Kind of what I've heard from other people, but...
She seems too sweet. She needs to stay away from those bad men. Go back to the Midwest and get a nice Midwestern man.
Sarah's oh, by the way, I didn't introduce you. Sarah Sharnoff is here with me as well. I apologize.
That's
I'm
okay.
a little bit out of sorts today for some reason.
That's all right,
My
honey.
manners, I don't have my normal
I watched
manners.
the beginning of the show, so I got familiar.
Okay,
She
all right,
watched
great.
you get beat by me.
Exactly,
Yeah,
right.
totally.
I like her.
Sarah is a Southern girl, so...
And I went to school in the Midwest, so I love Midwesterners.
Right.
Oh, the best.
Okay, so I know this is a terrible question to ask, but I'm going to ask you anyway. Any celebrity spotting stories? I know I'm being a tourist and a rube, but
Such a tourist.
I'm just going to ask.
It's Hollywood, so you literally see them everywhere. Grocery stores, gas stations. My biggest one would probably be Adam Sandler, because I'm a big fan.
Oh,
Oh,
right,
nice.
okay. By the way, he's from
New
around here.
England,
He's
yeah.
from New Hampshire. Ever been to Boston?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
Come visit us.
You should come visit. You know, I saw in one of the 2-for-1 web series you went to a football game by the Green Bay Packers, who I'm not sure if you're aware of this, are no longer in the playoffs.
Come
But
on,
the
that is awful.
Patriots are in the Super Bowl.
We won the most games out of the season. Come on, don't even
It was.
start.
Did you go to the game they lost?
No.
No. Oh, that's right. You went to. It was a early game. Right.
Yeah, it was on Christmas.
Well, I just come visit Boston, home of the soon-to-be Super Bowl champion New England Patriots.
And
So
bring
I had to-
Gizmo.
Actually, she doesn't go anywhere without Gizmo. And that's
I
one
want to
thing
pet him.
I love about watching the series is that she Did you bring him to the game?
Yes.
How did you get him in?
I put him in my jacket. He's tiny. They didn't know.
It's a dog's life.
The littlest Packer fan.
So cute.
That was very cute. By the way, all right, so Celebrity Spotlight, I just want to mention, I've seen Judd Nelson, actually.
Is he dreamy?
It was 1986, back in his prime.
Wow.
He was in a hotel in Boston, and I got his
Nice.
autograph, actually. So just tying in that.
Judd Nelson, 6 degrees of separation.
Exactly, right.
That's so true.
He was much, much, much younger back in those
He's
days.
awesome.
It was right in his prime of Breakfast Club and stuff
Yeah.
like that. All right, so just to remind everybody where they can find you, JahnnaRandall.com, JAHNNA. That's the main site, and sort of everything kind of works off of there. But also check out the 2-for-1 web series, which is www.2fur1.com. A lot of stuff on her blog as well, which is JahnnaRandall.blogspot.com. Find her on YouTube. Find her on Facebook, Jahnna Fans. It's Facebook/Jahnna Fans. And find Gizmo on Facebook as well. Facebook.com, Gizmo the Chihuahua.
Oh.
Jahnna, thank you so much for being on. I'm very excited that you were able to do it, and we really appreciate it. Thanks for giving us an insight into what things are like out in Hollywood. It was great.
Thanks,
Thank
Jahnna.
Thank you guys for having me on the show.
you. All right, we'd love to have you on again. Keep us updated on what you're doing.
Bye, Gizmo.
Bye, Gizmo. Thank you, guys. All right, that was fun.
That was super fun.
All right, we are going to take a short break. We'll be back right after this.
I'm the struggling actress who can't seem to land an audition in Hollywood. That's Gizmo. He's the working actor of the household. But we're best friends, and we try not to let the industry come between us.
Every time I get up in the morning, my mind likes to play a little trick on me. It tells me stories about my real life. It tells me to put away my fantasy. But I've got to have my dreams, or this whole world would just be a mess for me. Don't you see? So I take it day by day. I won't put my heart away. You can't take it from me. And I take it day by day.
The Pulse Network. It's social TV.